Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. I am so excited to have each and every one of you on here tonight. And I just got a request. So we're gonna, yeah, we can. Okay. Well, Brent said, hey, I got something I want to say, and I would love for him to share it, but I don't see him on here. So hopefully he's going to be on here in a second. But guys, happy Wednesday. I am super excited to be on here with you tonight. And I've got a phenomenal guest that I believe is bringing on another phenomenal guest. So this is going to be a really, really powerful Zoom. So before I kick that off, I want to share just a couple of things with you so that we kind of get up to speed, do a little bit of housekeeping. So first of all, in the inspiration from this event tonight came from Saturday. So I was at a Super Saturday at Buffy Wallen's house that Buffy Wallen put on, and her and Alan Schultz rocked it. They put on a phenomenal event, and they brought in some speakers. And one of those speakers was Brittaney. And man, did I learn a lot. So my iPad was in use. So I had to take notes on my phone. And it was a very interesting experience because I'm like, I need to remember all of this. And I was afraid that maybe I missed some of it. So I thought, okay, there's the inspiration. We're going to invite Brittaney on here tonight to share with us. So with that, my point being, get to the local Super Saturdays. Even if you have been to like a billion of them and you're like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to learn any. I don't know if any of us feel that way, but sometimes we can get a little complacent and we can think, oh my gosh, it's another event. But I'll tell you, they are so powerful. So we have a couple coming up that hopefully everybody knows about. But we have one this Saturday in Panama City or Panama City Beach. And just know, I don't have the all-inclusive list. So if you have one in your area and you'd like us to promote it, let me know, because we would love to love on you. We'd love to be there. But Panama City Beach this weekend. Next weekend, the 28th, there's going to be one in Southern Tennessee. And then on the 4th, there's going to be one in Huntsville. So those are the ones that I know about so far. I believe in January, there's going to be one in Jackson. So there's different ones. Oh yes, there's one in Canada this weekend. So if you guys don't know about them, reach out to us and we will do our best to share all that we know about, because I'll tell you, plugging in is so incredibly powerful. So with that, and Brent, I made you hopefully a co-host. So I don't know if you want to be before the picture or after. Or...
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Happy.
Hi, Coach.
Listen, I got to say this because I'm so excited for you guys to hear from Brittaney, but I got to give a shout out to Buffy Wallen. Obviously everybody knows, well, maybe you don't, but Buffy's been, we've been partnered up for a long time. And she just decided to have this at her home this past weekend. And what an awesome event. And she invited people in to speak. And I share that with you because we all possess the ability to take action in our own areas to do that. And I want to tell you, when I say we're a family, the family showed up to support, right? Cross line, sideline, it didn't matter what team you were on. It was a bunch of people representing Partner Co. and excited to learn. And I'm seeing it pop up more and more and more. I see Bill and Sue Sailing and Billy and Andrea Grady that's out in, that's making it happen in Missouri. And so I share that with you to go, hey, now's the time. Like just book it. Mary Catherine was asking me the other day, she's like, should I do one here? I'm like, absolutely. Like, do them. We will, we'll show up, we'll encourage, we'll zoom in, we'll do whatever we got to do to help you set the woods on fire in your local market. So just big hats off to everybody taking that leadership role. Andrea, I know you're about to show this, and I want to share something with you that happened to me yesterday, okay? And everybody, if you can, just focus here just a second, because this was a game changer. So there was a post made about Misty Isis that about the amount of boxes of drops she had sold, and how much retail profits had been earned, and her new brand partner, what had went on. And I saw that post and I went, we are missing an opportunity to recruit. Listen to me, everybody. If we used each other's stories, those are recruiting elements to the world. And so we're about to show you some pictures, but I'm calling like all hands on deck. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Jordan. I'm talking to Buffy. I'm talking to all of you on this Zoom. Think about this. You all have stories. Maybe your boxes is not 230 boxes, okay? But you could sit down and do 20 boxes. You could take a picture just like this of 20 boxes. Do you realize 20 boxes is over $1,000 of retail profits? Guys, we live in a world where people don't have $500 in their savings account. Why would we not brag about Cherry Key over 100 boxes? That's over $5,000 of retail profits. And you go, how do you know that? Well, that's an average of about $50 a box times 100. That's 5,000 in retail profits plus comp plan money. This is a picture of Cherry Key, just getting creative. But if you would take a picture of yourself, and maybe it's 20 boxes, maybe it's 10 boxes, like 10 boxes is $520 of retail profits. Like, guys, people don't have $500 in their savings account. We've heard Jordan Rogers' story. She's like, I came here, we were struggling financially. So why wouldn't we paint this picture for people? Summer Simons tonight did this. Summer's, since she's been doing the system of growth, she's been with me for years, but Summer's surpassed over 100 boxes. She said today with comp plan money and retail profit, she's surpassed over 8,000, probably nearing $10,000 of money coming into their home. Now, guys, so here's my challenge to everybody. Take a picture of yourself. Like, take the boxes and make the amount. You can go back 2 weeks later and change it and make another picture, make a new picture. Go post it on Partner Co Nation where we can share your story so we can leverage each other's stories, right? Because I promise you, if I'm recruiting a brand partner today, I'm going to put them on Partner Co Nation and I'm going to show them Misty's picture. I'm going to show them Summer's picture. I'm going to show them that Chastity Smith has sold maybe 20 boxes and made over $1,000 of retail profits. You know, I'm going to tell them how much Lance McAllister, like I'm going to show them his picture. So we need to celebrate those stories on Partner Co Nation. And they're not just stories of celebration. They're stories of opportunity to recruit, not only for me, but for you guys. Like, you can turn all of your customers in on, hey, you're already using this product. Look right here inside of this right here. And let me show you all these people that's winning, selling these boxes to people like you. You're already in, you're already taking it. So does that make sense? So what I'm calling for is I'm calling for Mary Catherine to take a picture of herself, like with boxes that spell out the numbers she sold, and then go leverage that on Partner Co Nation so that now we've got her story. Now we've got what's going on. Maybe she shares how much weight she's lost here. Maybe she shares how many inches is gone. And all of that will compile into stories that will help this team and this organization just continue to mushroom and grow and bring on more brand partners. You're going to learn tonight from Brittaney that has a system down of taking a customer and moving them to a brand partner and getting them trained immediately and moving into the share. And I know Jordan Rogers has been a huge, huge part of that with you, Brittaney. So I'm excited to be quiet and learn from you. So Andrew, I'll turn it back to you.
Well, beautiful. Thank you so much, Coach. And guys, yes, so exciting. And just to see, like, I've been watching Partner Co Nation the last couple of days, and we have had so many people celebrated in there. And how attractive is that for the whole entire team to see everybody get celebrated? And we can share those stories to help people say, huh, I wouldn't mind a little bit of that flowing through my household. So go add to those stories. That's really exciting.
Andrea, I've got one more thing to share.
I can see it.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Because this is part of network marketing. It's part of building a team. Here's what I want to challenge you to do. Not only do that challenge, okay? If you sold 10 boxes of drops, like it doesn't matter. Make the number, make the post, let us leverage your story, please. And you leverage ours, okay? But also I want to challenge you to do this. If you have team members that have sold drops, we cannot brag on each other enough. We cannot recognize each other enough. Like, listen, adults like the pat on the back. Adults like recognition. Adults like to be bragged on. So this thing is growing so big, and there's so many people that I hear about that's like, hey, they've already sold 10 boxes. They've sold 20 boxes. And it's like, oh, we haven't even bragged on them yet. We haven't even recognized them yet. So if that's just going out on social media and just grab a picture. You don't have to make a flyer. Grab their picture, throw them up on Partner Code Nation. Tell a little story about what they've done and the retail profits they've made, how many boxes they've sold, and the weight and the inches or whatever's going on, hormone balancing. Like, if we will recognize our people, you're just going to see it to continue to mushroom. And so that's another challenge out there to you as your team is growing and as your people start to share and sell boxes of drops. So Andrea, all right, I'm really going to be quiet now.
You always bring so much value. So we're never sad when we hear from you, Coach. So guys, I am going to bring on my first guest, and I'm going to spotlight her. So Brittaney, I'm going to spotlight you, and if you don't like it, you can click on view and you can minimize it, but I want all of us to be able to see you, but you can look at all of us. If that's a little intimidating, I hate when people do that to me, so I'm so sorry. But guys, this is Brittaney Lunsford, and I'll tell you this, she's a go-getter. She is a helper. So if you ever want to get something done, you may want to reach out to her and say, hey, help me with this, because we've had a couple of events where she ran around and she got things done. So I'm forever grateful for that. So thank you, Brittaney. And you are rocking this. So I was hoping that you could just start with a quick intro of share who Brittaney is and what you've created here. Just share your story a little bit, and then we'll move into the main meat of the call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear.
The first thing to know about Brittaney is she's terrified of public speaking. So, hey, y'all, if
You're
I'm
doing
a little
great.
nervous. Yeah, so I'm Brittaney. I've only been part of the company for about 5 months, but Todd likes to say I've only worked for 2 of them. So that's the truth. But you guys may have seen my weight loss picture floating around. When I was 22, is this the story we want, Andrea?
Yeah, give it.
When I was 22, I was diagnosed with PCOS, and I was in college sports. I did competitive cheer. I just did whatever I could. I worked out. I thought I was eating right. But that year I was 22, I gained 80 pounds, and we didn't really know what was going on. So I went to the doctor, and sure enough, it was PCOS. It's a hormonal disorder, but it causes all kinds of issues. You guys know what hormonal imbalance does to a body, but I just started on a roller coaster up and down that we've all been on, the starving myself, the over exercising, any diet I could get my hands on, the phentermine from the doctors, the Visalis, Jenny Craig, you name it, I've done it. And I just kept gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. And then fast forward 15 years, last year I was diagnosed with pseudotumor cerebri, which meant I had spinal fluid build up on my brain, and it was sitting on my spine and causing a lot of pain. They say it's the worst headaches you can get, and it actually can cause blindness. So I was losing my vision. I was still gaining weight. I was nearly 400 pounds. And the doctor said, we can put a stent in, we can do brain surgery, or you can lose weight. And I just remember Jeremy saying, help her. She she does what she should. You know, he got me a Peloton because I couldn't do my kickboxing anymore because I was hurting so bad. I was on my Peloton, I was on my treadmill. We didn't eat carbs. I was doing everything right, I thought, and nothing was working. And I just remember him saying, help her. And they pretty much said they'd give me weight loss surgery. So the whole time all this was going on, Allison Wyndham, you probably know Allison and Jerry. They're good friends of mine, but they were watching me going downhill. Yes, great. They were watching me going downhill, and Allison reached out and said, look, I want to take you to Huntsville to meet Kim Gray, Vision Award winner this year. So I got to go meet Kim and Sonia, and they just wrapped me up in a hug. And it was end of January, beginning of February. And they kind of latched onto me and said, there's help for you. Don't give up. And so I remember leaving and crying. We left Sonia's house, and I cried and I cried and I cried. And Jeremy ordered all the stuff we needed to get started. At that time, it was the Level Up Transformation Pack. So it was the MOA, the Slenderize, and the Rejuvenex. And I started on it. And within 3 days, I had started my cycle. And now this is a big deal because I had not had one for 15 years without a doctor inducing it. That's why we don't have children. And so I was, all of a sudden, I knew I had gold in my hands. Something was helping my hormones. 2 weeks in, my PCOS, I call it my globe belly, my PCOS belly was shrinking. It was almost gone. And I was out of bed. My headaches were going away. And so I slowly just started getting better. I'm off medication. I'm off that metformin they put me on. I'm off all kinds of medication. I have one left, and it's been cut in half. And I'm down 76 pounds and 26 inches since February. But most importantly, guys, I have my life back. I'm not in the dark anymore with headaches. I'm not going to lose my vision. These drops, these people, you guys, they saved my life. There's no doubt for me. So that's my story. Other than that, I'm just a girl from small town in Tennessee. And I have been blessed enough to find success here in this company with all of you great people. And so transitioning into that, if it's okay, we'll bring on Jordan, Andrea.
Yeah.
Who has an amazing story of her own. But so Jordan came to me. I'll just give you a brief overview. And she said, I've got $30. And she tells this in our Zoom. And that's all I have. I've tried every scam out there, and I'm not going to do it. I've got $30. I'm not buying product. I've still got new skin under my cabinet that I've got to give away at Christmas. And I said, okay, challenge accepted. We're going to get you there with $30. And so what we did is what we're about to show you. It's not magical. When you guys say, hey, what are you and Jordan doing? Jordan and I kind of laughed because we were like, it's just we just talk. We don't know. So I guess the best thing to do would be to show you how we go through it, right?
Yeah, well, I would love that. And guys, I want to preface this because I called Brittaney and I'm like, hey, I want to role play with you. Like, I want to be your customer. Walk me through, like, tell me how you got that customer in the first place. And then what are you doing? You know, like, how are you gathering customers? And then what are you doing to bring that customer on board? And then what do you do in that first Zoom, like with that brand new brand partner? Like, walk me through it. And she said, well, we're not doing anything special. Like, we're just doing what, and I'm like, no, that's the magic. Like, we don't want something crazy, complicated that's going to impress us. Like, I'm not here to be impressed. I'm here to learn so that we can all duplicate it. Because I'm going to tell you guys, these two ladies right here are creating so much momentum on their team. They are having so much success. Like, if each of us could just take away one little nugget to grow our businesses, we will be so blessed, because not only are they changing their own lives, but they're changing lives of people around the nation. So I just wanted us to learn from you too. So thank you so much for this, Brittaney. So I'm going to tell you, I'm friends with you on Facebook. Okay. So now I'm putting on my little role play hat. So we're just friends on Facebook. How am I going to find out about these drops? Like, tell me, what are you guys doing on social media to spread the news? Start there.
Yeah. So for Jordan and I, both of us are into the attraction marketing, right? I didn't even know it was a term. I do now. It was a hard no for me in the beginning. I don't want to private message people. I don't want to cold call people. Now, I will say, since Buffy's, I've learned a lot from Cannon. Thank you, Cannon. And we are implementing a little bit of that. But in the beginning, it was a hard no. It was just, I want to put my story out there. People will come to me. So that's kind of how that's how I found Jordan. I haven't seen Jordan in years. I work at the flea market. That's how I know Jerry and Allison. And I monogrammed her middle child's diaper bag. Mm-hmm. And she had been following me since. So she can tell you better than I can what attracted her to that. But Jordan, do you have what made you reach out to me?
Well, I just saw you having success and I was like, you know what? I want to be part of this. Like, let's go.
So yeah, she reached out and the rest is history. But really, my story, my weight loss results are very moving to some. So here's the thing. We have a great system, right? You guys know boards. We have a great system. Thank you to everybody that put that together. Thank you to the company and everybody for investing in that system, because of that, we can duplicate. But the fact is, and this is something that Jordan has done amazingly. When we put Kim Gray out there, we all love Kim, right? We know Kim. We want to be in Kim's circle. She's an amazing person, but my 2,000 followers don't know Kim. They just see a woman, right? So when Jordan started posting boards, because boards wasn't around when I started, but started posting boards because I trained her, she started including a little bit of personal. So I always think about the picture at the fair. Can you tell what that was, Jordan?
Yeah. So I took a picture at the fair with my children. I was getting a funnel cake, I think. It was a long day after work and I had my scrubs on and it was a school night. It was a work night and I had my kids at the fair and I was just like, I've had so much energy. I was able to take my kids to the fair and that's not something I usually do. All my Facebook friends know that's not me. So that was like a big wow factor. Like, wow, she has energy enough that she's taking her kids to the fair on a school night. Like, that's a big deal.
And so a lot of young moms related to that. A lot of young moms all of a sudden went, I want that energy, because we got an influx of people wanting drops after that and wanting information on drops. So at that point, that was what attracted them, right? When I put my story out there, because they don't really know Kim, when I put Kim's out, I'm putting Kim's out there because she's awesome. It's a great story. I'm putting, any of the newer posts out, I put them out. But when you put a post with your face, even if you don't have a huge weight loss, even if you haven't lost any weight, just the energy, the mood boost we get from those drops, I'm feeling so good today thanks to my happy drops, things like that. They see your face, they're going to stop scrolling. They're going to contact you. Things like, there's not a woman or a man in this world that doesn't have a few pounds to lose, that doesn't have all of, want energy, want to feel better. So they're going to reach out. So then we sell the drops. And I always think about Coach Palmer, because he always said, this box of drops is a person. You hand this box of drops to a person. So I don't just take a box of drops to Jordan and leave her alone, right? Well, Jordan, I did, because it wasn't 2 days in, she called me. I didn't even have time to check on her. But every person I take a box of drops to, they go on a list. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, I call them and I say, hey, how's it going? How are you feeling? Have you lost any inches? That kind of thing. When they have a win, I immediately go, would you like to know how to get these at my cost? If so, let's hop on a Zoom. Jordan, how do you get them to a Zoom? Yours is a little bit different.
Yeah. A lot of the time, people want drops, but they can't afford the drops. So immediately I'm like, you know what? Let's get on a Zoom. I can show you how to get yours for free. You can start selling, you can get your box for free, and you can make income. And they're all for it. They're like, okay, sign me up. Let's get started.
So there's kind of how we get them to the Zoom, Andrea. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. So guys, I'm just going to recap it. So they're posting from boards. So just like you and I are doing, hopefully you and I are doing, 9 a.m., 3 p.m. They're running in there. They're seeing what the post of the day is, or if they've already worked through the couple of weeks worth of posts in there. They're going and grabbing them from different people out in social media land, right? And then in between that, they're throwing their face on something. So Jordan, I will admit that I just tried to friend you and stalked you heavily while you guys were talking to try to find the fair picture that you're talking about, but I didn't stalk good enough. So I missed it, but we'll find it. But they're putting their face on there and their story with the drops. So it's not, you know, every single day or whatever, but throughout the week, they're putting something on there that's sharing the benefits that they're getting from this product. And I think that that is a big key where, yes, the pictures of the weight loss and the different people, that's so attractive, but your friends are friends with you. My friends are friends with me, and they want to see a piece of us in it. So I think that was a huge, huge key. So, okay, I'm a customer now, or
Okay.
I can't afford it. And I'm like, man, I really wish I could get those drops like you guys do. And Jordan says, well, let me tell you, if you jump on the Zoom, we can tell you. So what does that Zoom look like? What are you guys sharing in there?
So we share, I'm just going to kind of look through. The main thing is we tell them very little to get them to the Zoom. But when we get them there, we start normal, the partner code, what is, you know, live your dream life. And we just kind of, if it's Jerry doing it, Allison, Ashley, they kind of make it relevant. But we also have everybody introduce each other. So, hey, Jordan, or Andrea, this is Jordan. She's, you know, she signed me, and we're just a big family, and we're so excited you're here. We can't wait to show you this. So we kind of bring them in there. And then we show them, you know, the basic first few slides on the Zoom, and then we get to the drops. We're only showing drops. That's it. So we get to the drops. We have the box of drops. We talk about them being homeopathic. I don't have that slide, but we kind of talk about that. Then we show the food list. We talk about how great the food list is, because it's a good food list, you know. And then we get down to the testimonies, and we cater it to the people that are there. So it's always going to have my testimony or my picture and Jordan's picture in it. And then if at all possible, if it's somebody else bringing in somebody, we have their picture. So it comes to my slide. I tell the story that I told in the beginning. Then it goes to Jordan's slide. Jordan, I'm going to let you tell because we're role playing. So
it wasn't so much for the weight loss with me. I have lost 13 pounds in total, and I have been able to come off 3 different medications. I'm only 27, but I was on 2 different blood pressure medications, and that is insane. But I was able to come off of those, and I was able to come off my antidepressant and my anxiety medication. I was struggling with mental health pretty severely before I started the drops, and I would be in these deep, dark holes that I couldn't dig myself out of, and I couldn't be a mother. I couldn't be a wife. I didn't even want to be here anymore. There would be days that I didn't shower, I didn't eat, I just didn't care about life. I wasn't happy. I wasn't a person. I was existing, and it was miserable. And I'm thankful that God has led me to this company, and I got on the drops, and now I like to say it healed my brain from the inside out, because I'm a complete different person. I have feelings. I'm happy. I can play with my kids. I can be with my family, and I can enjoy life now. I'm a whole different person, and I'm very thankful that I found these drops.
So yeah, so that's what we say. Then we go on and we show a couple more. I think we show Ursula's, a few other testimonies, but yeah, there's the fair picture.
Thanks, Lindsay.
I will never forget. That's the first picture she really showed as, hey, I'm a mom, and the kids are having a blast, and she's there with them.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
And no, you're fine. So then we get to Kim, and we tell Kim's story, because I always mention Kim in my first story, because I mean, honestly, Allison knew to take me to Kim. She knew that Kim would get me. So then we show Kim's and a few other slides, Dr. Crystal's, because a lot of them are in the circle of health, so they do know who Dr. Crystal is. So we show that, and then we get to the end. I was looking for it, and it's the slide that says activate your business for $29.95. And we talk about, it gets you the website, the app, and all that. And then we stop. We don't show no more. Don't show any more. Wow, the teacher said, wow. Sorry, that was bad language. We don't show no more. Okay. So we say, so we stop at $29.95. And if we're still like looking at the $29.95 or whatever, I'll say take us down because I want to see everybody. And at that point, we just kind of bring them in and bring it home. So we would say to you, Andrea, we would say, when I met Jordan in a TJ Maxx parking lot a couple months ago, she was like this. She was the most sold up, unhappy person. She is not the woman you see today. And then I say, she told me she had $30. That was all she was going to give me. I tell that whole spiel. And then I say, but Jordan, tell me about your experience here.
So before I started, me and my husband were sinking financially, and we were sinking fast. We were 2 months behind on my car payment, and I just knew they were going to pull up in the driveway any minute to get it. I had a shut-off notice on our electric in my mailbox, and I was just at the end of my rope. I didn't know what to do anymore. I'm a full-time nurse, and my husband works full-time, but we were not able to make ends meet. We were not living paycheck to paycheck. We were surviving, and I just didn't know what to do anymore. I just broke. So I went to church, and the pastor was preaching on big God, big prayers. And boy, did I say a big prayer. I said, God, you've got to rain down on me financially in some way. I can't do this no more. We've got to have a change. I'm willing to put in the work. Just give me something. And literally the next Sunday, I was meeting Brittaney in the parking lot at TJ Maxx, and it forever changed my life. She gave me my box of drops. And 2 days later, I messaged her and I was like, I'm in. Let's roll. I want to be in this business. Let's go. And fast forward 7 weeks later, and my life has completely changed. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I have made close to $9,000, and I have about 20 brand partners underneath me. And I never imagined that I would be here. I mean, this has been the biggest blessing on my life. Brittaney has been the biggest blessing to me. She has held my hand every part of the way. And I don't know what I would do without her.
Well,
We don't usually cry this much,
guys.
y'all. Sorry.
Jordan, I've never met you. I'm over here crying. Like, I'll tell you guys, this is why we open our mouth. Like, oh, Brent, go ahead.
No. You go ahead. But I do have something to say.
Yes. I was just going to say that, we never know what people's circumstances are. So, Brittany's people in her life probably didn't know that she was at the end of her rope and she felt like there was nothing that was going to help her, right? Jordan's friends probably didn't know that she was at the end of a couple of ropes, right? And she didn't know what to turn to. But because somebody was brave enough to put it out there, brave enough not to be undercover, look at the lives that have been blessed, and it's generational. Like, I'm sure your babies see a difference, Jordan. I'm sure that that's changed the whole dynamics in your home. What a gift.
It
Such
has,
a gift.
definitely.
So, Coach, what would you like to say?
I'm just listening to the story, and people ask me all the time, when I say the words, I found something I can retire into, not try to look for ways to retire out of it. It's because of Jordan's story. Like, when you get that that's really what we're doing to people, it goes from your head to your heart, and you're looking for the next Jordan.
Yes.
And Buffy Wallen said something Saturday that's really hit home. She said, you got to step up on their bus. And what she meant by that is, years ago, I didn't know. I had no clue. Buffy worked with me and I stepped up on her bus. I didn't know that they were facing possible bankruptcy. Like, you don't know what people are going to. People don't scream financial struggles to you. Like, they just keep it to themselves and they get depressed or go through depression, and who knows what's going on in their life. But we got to step up on the bus. And Jordan, you said something that was really important. You said, I call my customers. I follow up with them. And I don't think you can step up on the bus. I just look around and I go, we've put thousands and thousands of boxes of drops in the hands of people, humans. What would happen if we stepped up on their bus and said, I got something I want to sit down and talk to you about. I got a Zoom I want you to get on. I know you say you don't have the money, but I at least want to show this to you. I'm not going to take no for an answer. I want 10 minutes of your time. What would happen? How many other Jordans would we connect with if we would do that versus just taking that linear income money of a customer and never reaching out to them again?
Right.
If we don't step up on their bus, we could be stealing something from them that absolutely changes their life. What you just heard from Jordan. So Jordan, to me, you and like y'all like put this like a bow tie on what we do, why what we do is so important. Not only are we affecting people's health, but we're giving them an answer to a prayer that they don't even know is an answer until we step up on their bus and give it to them. So this was powerful.
So I don't want to go over. Y'all tell me if we need to stop. Sorry.
No, dear
Okay.
goodness gracious. No, keep going. Keep going.
So Jordan, at that point, we kind of all are in tears because let's be honest, we're real people talking to another real person, and she'll just kind of change everything out. And what do you say? Because the next line is yours, my friend.
I say I'm so excited to have you on our team. I cannot wait to see what you do and where you go.
And I say, oh, I'm so excited. Here's my Zoom number. And I say, thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, whoever's doing my Zoom. And then I say, Andrea, my Zoom number it's my phone number, whatever, 731. But I give my Zoom number. I say, we're going to hop right on over there. So we've kind of like everybody's in their fields, but it's like a changeover, right? So we go, Andrea, we're going to hop over to my Zoom room. And so I'm going to share my screen if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. So as we are getting them here, Jordan's got them downloading boards and Telegram. They're signing in, all of that. And I'm going through the enrollment process. So we're kind of multitasking. She sends them the list of Telegram and boards out to download. And the whole time I'm typing in their information, getting them enrolled. So I'm typing in Andrea, enrolling her. And Jordan and I have talked about where they're going to be placed beforehand. I think now you can default it to the queue, but we talk about that first. I'm enrolling them. Jordan sending them boards out. So then once they're enrolled, she sends them, or I do the N number. It's in a group message between Jordan, myself, and Andrea. And we'll send the N number and the password. We use a generic password, and we just kind of tell them, as I'm putting in the generic password, Jordan says, we give you a generic password. Please keep it this way until you hit ultimate or ultimate gold, because we want to be able to log in and help you if you need it. If you feel uncomfortable with that, just don't store your card info and all of that. So we kind of go through that, and then congratulations, you're a brand partner, woohoo, all of that. And then we say, okay, Andrea, we just sent you a text message. So pull up where we sent you a text message, click the text part, and then we say, are you an Apple or an iPhone user? Or no, an Apple or an Android user. And so if they're Apple, we tell them there's a globe in the bottom. If they're Android, we tell them there's the keyboard, and we have them make sure that board's keyboard pulls up. If it doesn't, then it takes a little longer. We have to troubleshoot, resend it. They have to give access to the keyboard, that kind of thing. So it can add some time there. But at that point, we pull up boards, right? So it's on their phone. We know it's on their keyboard. We pull up boards. And this may not be the most recent one because this is the one I've always used. I know we have more recent ones in our phones now. But this is where Jordan is about ready to run off and take the reins. But we'll say, okay, there's an algorithm to Facebook. Here's what you have to do. You have to have 10 comments in the first 15 minutes. 5 of those comments can be yours. If you do that, you're going to be boosted into the algorithm. So how do we get you those comments? We're going to show you how to post, and we're going to show you how to get boosted, Andrea. And just make sure that everybody that comments, even if they're partner code, that you talk to them. Because if you engage with them, then you're going to go higher and higher in Facebook's algorithm. Not only are your friends seeing it, but now your friends' friends are seeing it. And eventually even their friends' friends are seeing it. So I say, if somebody walked up to you on the street and went, wow, that's awesome, you wouldn't just go and walk off. Like you would say, oh, thank you, or put a heart emoji, something like that. So once we kind of talk through the algorithm, that's pretty much all of it. I'll say, Jordan, do you want to train this one? Jordan, do you want to train Andrea?
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's somebody that she's closely worked with and they know her, we definitely let her do the training. If it's not, or if Jordan has to leave because Jordan's still working full time, I can do it alone. But here's what we do. Go ahead, Jordan.
So Andrea, do you see where it says Slenderize SOG?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to click on that. And it says social media 7-day launch. That's where we're going to start. So this is the first 7 days of your post. You see how it says day 1, 9 a.m. and day 1, 3 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to post twice a day. If you can't do it exactly at 9 and 3, just be sure you do it pretty close to time, or at least be sure you're posting twice a day. So all you're going to do is you're going to open up your Facebook. You're going to go to your keyboard and you're going to click on the post and it'll automatically put it into your Facebook for you. And
Go
we're
ahead.
going to scroll.
Would you say, Adrian?
Oh, I said sounds easy.
Yeah, we actually do it with them too, but go ahead, Jordan. Sorry.
We're going to scroll down to day 4 and 5. You see how the pictures are the same?
Yes.
So we're going to go down to the bottom. That was a mistake. On day 5, you're going to change your picture. You see where it says before and afters? We're going to open that up. And you can pick from any of these pictures to add to your day 5 text. And that's the only one that you have to change. The rest of them are good as gold. You just click on them and post them to your Facebook every day.
And so then I say, do you have any questions on how to do that? And usually there's not. If there is, we answer it. But so then go ahead, Jordan.
So we're going to go back out to Slenderize SOG, and we're going to go into text scripts for drops now.
Because
So
as soon as you post, somebody's going to want to buy.
So these are some of the questions that you will receive. So if you have any of those questions, you can just click on here and it'll tell you what is the price, what are the drops. But where it says what is the price, that is not right. We actually sell them for $150 around our area. So you can go in and you can edit that, or you don't even have to use it. You can just say they're $150 for the month, or they're $150 for the box. They last a month, and I also accept Afterpay. That's what I say, if you want to keep it short and simple.
And then I say, as soon as you sell the box of drops, you can either put them in a group with me and I will send them the after purchase instructions, which is this stuff. Or you can send them the after purchase instructions and make sure they go into the circle of health. Also with, one of our girls found 96 measuring tapes on Amazon for $18. So at our meetings on Thursday night, we throw a bunch out, and we also have a measurement. So with every box of drops goes a measuring tape that's costs like 50 cents and a how to measure your body so that they can keep up with their measurement. So we tell them, we send them this, and then we make sure they get that. And then we also make sure that they plug into Circle of Health, and we even go in and add them sometimes. So I actually say at this point, you're going to have the craziest questions come up that are not on here. You're going to have somebody say, oh, I lost my kneecap yesterday. Can I take these drops? Or, oh, my dog fell on his nose. Can I take these drops? So you're going to have some crazy questions, but what you're going to do when you have these questions is you're going to call me, or you're going to call Jordan, or you're going to put us in a group message and say, hey, this is my friend Brittaney. She's been selling the drops a little longer than I have. So here she can help with your question. I encourage them never to try to answer a question without contacting us first, because you just never know what's going to happen. Also, it gives us a chance to train them, like on the job training. Like if they see, oh, you can take this unless you're pregnant or nursing, then next time they're asked the question, they can answer it. So it serves two purposes there. So we ask if there's questions here. If there's not, we say, okay, are you ready to get started? And usually they're ready. And again, this serves a couple of purposes too. We want to make their posts so that we can share it to the boost group, but also so that we can have them make sure that they're not on private, make sure their Facebook's on public. If their Facebook's not on public, we also need to make sure people can comment on that. And Anthony has instructions on how to fix that. I saved it in my boards app if somebody can't comment. So if we have them post, then we can troubleshoot before their 9 a.m. post tomorrow where they're freaking out. So it's 8:40 here. So we're not going to post anything tonight, but we're going to say, hey, guess what? Put a picture of your face if you want to, but say, I'm starting a new journey tomorrow. I'm so excited. Heart and comment if you want to follow along with me. And that's just their post that they make that afternoon to troubleshoot. And then we actually go into Facebook. Oh, and there's Jordan. That just happened to be up there. So we go into Facebook and we say, once they make their post, we say, okay, you're going to click share, send in messenger. And then we show them the boosting group if they're there. If they're not, then we talk them through share, other, Telegram, partner code boost group. So we then make sure that they are sharing to the boost group, that everybody can see it. And that, let me see if I can stop screen share. Everybody can see it and that people can comment, because sometimes I'll go back in there and say, hey, you guys, can y'all comment on this if nobody responds or if it's at a really weird hour? And so it troubleshoots there. So at that point, these people are ready to make money. And somebody told me a while ago, I can't even remember who it was, the faster you get them paid, the harder they're going to work, the longer they're going to stick around. So when I did this with Jordan, I didn't know she was a guinea pig. I didn't know what it was going to happen. It just worked really, really well. But the beauty of it is it's duplicated over and over and over. And I had the pleasure of sitting in with Brandy today. And I sat in. That's what I did, because Jordan was at work and one of her brand partners signed up another lady. And I sat there and watched. She signed her first brand partner and she trained her completely. It was so simple. This girl saw it one time, and Brandy's very smart too, but she saw it one time. She turned around and trained her own brand partner. I didn't even have to be there. I was, because I want her to be, one of us to be there so that she has support, but it's so simple. They can just turn around and do it themselves. And we've watched it happen over and over and over again. Jordan says she has 20 brand partners, but I would say a half or 2/3 of them each have a brand partner themselves, at least one. So it is duplicating.
Well, ladies, I absolutely love this. Thank you so much for your time. And I took notes, so I'm going to just share my key takeaways. That doesn't mean that they're the right ones, but I'll tell you what I took from it. So first of all, have a running mate. These two ladies are running 2 by 2. It makes it more fun. And it lets you, like, if you heard in their presentation, they're playing off each other in it. It's like one of them talks a little about this and then the other one comes in, and then same with the training. That is so powerful. So get a running mate if you don't have one, but reach out to your upline and say, hey, I'm running, run with me. Next is they make it personal, right? It's not just this generic, universal presentation or whatever. They're making it personal for them, for their team, for everything. We already talked about that. Now, the next one was how authentic are they? Like Jordan is sharing her pain. Brittaney is sharing her pain. And does that not create that Me Too moment? Like if you're part of the Limu legacy, we used to always say, make your mess your message. Like, and sometimes we forget why we came here. And so it's so powerful to hear it. And the more we share it with other people, the more it reminds us, like, I came here for grocery money. I was 2 months behind on my mortgage. Like that is what brought me to this business. but I can forget and say, oh, well, I like to travel with my kids. No, I like to eat with my kids. That's why I came here. I liked to feed them. I didn't want anybody to starve, right? So just remember your mess and why we're here, and be brave enough, because that took bravery from both of you. So thank you so much. Be brave enough to share it. And then the next thing was when the quote was, and I probably butchered it, but I'm so excited to have you on my team. So excited to have you on our team. And I think about dodgeball. Like, did anybody on here play dodgeball as a kid? And there was nothing worse. Like, I've never been an athlete. I'll tell you, nobody picked me first for any sport ever. And there's nothing worse than have nobody pick you. And how great does it feel when Jordan looks in their eyes, Brittany looks in their eyes and say, I want you on my team. I'm so excited to have you on my team. Join us over here because we're going to go rock and roll. And you guys said it a lot better, but man, doesn't that feel good? Even as a 47-year-old woman, if somebody was to pick me tonight for dodgeball, I would dance because I'd be like, oh my gosh, they wanted me, right? That is phenomenal. And then the last little tip, and there was so much, but I'm going to say, I love that you tell them don't change your password, because we do generic passwords too. And the first thing that everybody does, because I've never thought to tell them, the first thing they do is they change it, and then you go in to help them and it's changed. So I love that. Ladies, this was phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. Hearts, thank you for sharing your wisdom. Congratulations for everything you're creating. And Hill, I will get the recording up as soon as I can. But right now, if you guys want to go watch this again, I may. It's going to be in Partner Co Nation forever. So it's there right now. You can go watch the recording. But then hopefully by the morning, I'm going to have it up on Brent Palmer's YouTube channel. So that's where all of these go. So ladies, thank you so much. Coach, did you have anything you wanted to add to close this out?
So much is going through my head. Listen, our industry, if you'll watch this video and put it to work, I go back to McDonald's. You all can make better hamburgers than McDonald's, but McDonald's sells more on a weekly basis than you do. And the reason is they have McDonald's on every street corner all throughout the United States, servicing the traffic flow. Walmart, same way. Sam's Club, same way. Costco, same way. You go, Brent, what are you talking about? If you will convert your customers to brand partners, which is going to take you following up, you will start to put McDonald's franchises out on the streets of every community across the United States. But here's where the community is today. The community is on social media. The community is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. So it's like, how many humans can I get out on the street of social media sharing our post, winning? The person that puts the most people out doing that will be the person that will live with the classes, because they're serving the masses. And if you get that philosophy, if that makes sense to you and you go, I get it, I want to be a McDonald's franchise. Okay, that's what we're doing with the system of growth. If you're converting your customers to brand partners and showing them, like Jordan and Brittany just shared. Guys, this was an amazing Zoom. Share it with your team. Get the word out about this Zoom. If I were looking at the nuts and bolts of growing using the drops, you just got it in a nutshell tonight. Great job, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Well,
you.
Thank you so much. This was fantastic. I'm going to go watch y'all again. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Congratulations, guys. We love you so much. Thank you for spending your Wednesday with us. And I hope you all have a great evening. So thank you, ladies. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Good night.
you.
This
Thank
was
you all.
amazing.
Thank you,
It
guys.
was awesome.
Good job,
Thank you
ladies.
so much.
Good job.
Thank
Thanks so much, folks. Let's do it again.
Thank you.
you.